If you lost everything at once, your job, your home, and the version of yourself you thought you would always be, you would learn that rock bottom is not a single moment. It is a slow, grinding series of small defeats that pile up until sleeping in a car starts to feel almost normal. Most people who reach that point never climb back out. But every so often, someone does, not through luck, but through refusing to let one bad year become the rest of their life. Our hero, Marcus, was 31 years old when everything fell apart within the span of 4 months. First, the small marketing agency he worked for in Phoenix, Arizona shut down without warning, leaving him unemployed with 2 weeks severance. Then his girlfriend of 5 years left, taking her name off their shared apartment lease. Unable to cover rent alone and drowning in job rejections, Marcus found himself living out of his old Honda Civic in a Walmart parking lot. Showering at a nearby gym using a free trial pass he kept renewing under fake emails. "Sir, you can't park here overnight. Store policy," a security guard said, tapping on Marcus's window one cold morning. "I know. I'm leaving in a few hours. I just needed somewhere safe to sleep," Marcus said, rubbing his eyes, embarrassment burning in his chest. "Rough patch?" the guard asked, his tone softening slightly. "Something like that," Marcus said, forcing a tired smile. For weeks, Marcus applied to marketing jobs from his phone using the gym's Wi-Fi, watching his savings shrink to almost nothing. Fast food dollar menus became his main source of food. He avoided calling his parents in Ohio, too ashamed to admit how far he had fallen. One afternoon, sitting in his car outside a public library, Marcus noticed a small handwritten sign taped to a food truck window nearby. "Help wanted. No experience needed." Desperate, he walked over and spoke with the owner, an older man named Tony who ran a modest taco truck. "You ever work a truck before?" Tony asked, wiping his hands on his apron. "No, but I'll learn fast." "I really need this," Marcus said. "Everybody says that." "Fine, show up tomorrow at 6. "We'll see," Tony said. Marcus showed up every single day for the next 3 months, learning to prep ingredients, take orders, and eventually manage the truck's small social media page. When Tony mentioned he barely understood how it worked, Marcus, drawing on his marketing background, began posting daily specials, behind-the-scenes videos, and customer shoutouts. Within weeks, the truck's regular line doubled. "Where did all these new customers come from?" Tony asked one evening, staring at the growing crowd outside the truck window. "I've been posting online. People like knowing the story behind the food, not just the menu," Marcus explained. "You did all that on your phone?" Tony asked, genuinely impressed. "Yeah, it's basically what I used to do for a living." Before everything fell apart, Marcus admitted quietly, "Well, whatever fell apart, something's coming back together," Tony said, clapping him on the shoulder. Marcus still slept in his car most nights, but something had shifted. He began sketching an idea during his breaks, helping other small food trucks and family-owned restaurants build a simple, affordable online presence. Since most owners like Tony had no time or knowledge to do it themselves, Tony, "What if I did for other food trucks what I'm doing for yours?" Built their social pages, posted their specials, helped them get found online? Marcus asked one night while cleaning the grill. "You'd need money for that." "Equipment, a laptop that isn't cracked in half," Tony said, gesturing at Marcus's battered old phone. "I know. I'll figure it out," Marcus said. Marcus began offering his services to nearby food truck owners for a small flat fee, using nothing but his phone and a free library computer to design simple pages and posting schedules. His first client, a taco truck 2 blocks over, agreed reluctantly, paying him only $40 for a month of work. $40 isn't much, Marcus admitted to Tony afterward. "It's 40 more than 0. "Keep going," Tony said. Marcus kept going, adding a second client, then a third, working late into the night in his car under the dim glow of a library parking lot street lamp, refining his pitch each time. He convinced a small family-owned Vietnamese restaurant to let him manage their online ordering page, and within a month, their weekend sales rose noticeably. "I don't understand computers, but I understand results." "Keep doing what you're doing," the restaurant owner, Mrs. Tran, told him, handing over his payment along with a container of food. "Thank you, Mrs. Tran. This means more than you know," Marcus said, his voice catching slightly. Word spread slowly through Phoenix's small food truck and family restaurant community, business owners referring Marcus to one another, impressed by how quickly his simple online strategies increased their foot traffic. 6 months after sleeping in a Walmart parking lot, Marcus had 12 small clients, still working out of libraries and coffee shops. Still technically without a permanent address, but no longer sinking. Marcus. You look different lately, Tony said one evening. Watching him type notes on a second-hand laptop he had finally saved enough to buy. I feel different. Still exhausted, still barely sleeping right. But different, Marcus said. A turning point came when a local food blogger covered a food truck rally in downtown Phoenix. Mentioning in her article that several of the standout vendors credited their online growth to some guy named Marcus who helps food trucks get noticed, the article spread through local business Facebook groups. And within a week, Marcus received messages from over 20 new potential clients across the city. Marcus. I saw the article. I run 3 restaurants downtown. Can we talk? A caller named Diane asked one morning. Of course. When works for you? Marcus asked, trying to steady his voice. That single conversation with Diane led to a contract managing online presence for all 3 of her restaurants, finally providing Marcus enough steady income to rent a small studio apartment, ending nearly 8 months of sleeping in his car. The night he signed the lease, Marcus sat alone on the empty apartment floor, staring at the bare walls, allowing himself to cry for the first time since losing everything. Over the following year, Marcus formally registered his small marketing business, hired his first employee, a college student named Priya who helped manage growing client demands, and expanded services beyond food trucks into small local retail shops and family-owned service businesses across Phoenix. Marcus, we have 34 active clients now. I honestly don't know how you kept this together with nothing but a phone and a library card, Priya said one afternoon, reviewing the growing client list. Some nights, I didn't think I would, Marcus admitted. I just kept showing up anyway. 2 years after his lowest point, Marcus's business had grown into a recognized local marketing agency, generating consistent 6-figure annual revenue, employing 4 full-time staff, and counting Tony's original taco truck among its very first, most loyal clients. Marcus finally called his parents, breaking his long silence, and told them the full story, from the parking lot to the present. Why didn't you tell us sooner, honey? We would have helped, his mother, Diane, asked over the phone, her voice thick with emotion. I was ashamed. Mom, I didn't want you to see me like that, Marcus admitted. We wouldn't have seen failure, Marcus. We would have seen our son fighting to get back up, she said. A small anniversary celebration for his agency. Marcus stood outside Tony's original taco truck, now one of the most popular food stops in the neighborhood, watching a line stretch around the block. Never thought that skinny, broke kid asking for a job would end up here, Tony said, handing Marcus a taco. Just like old times. Neither did I, Marcus said, smiling. But I figured sleeping in a parking lot couldn't get much worse. Might as well try building something instead of just surviving it. Falling all the way down did not mean staying down. It meant learning, slowly and painfully, that dignity was not lost the moment you lost your home, your job, or your relationship. It was only truly lost the moment you stopped trying to build something better from whatever was left. Marcus never planned to end up sleeping in a Walmart parking lot, and he certainly never planned to build a thriving marketing agency from a library computer and a borrowed Wi-Fi signal. But sometimes the lowest point in a person's life becomes the exact place where they finally start building something that lasts.